spokesperson for the Global Citizen Forum. Additionally, she contributed to the Film Certification Appellate Tribunal and served as the Delhi State Vice President of Bharatiya Janata Party. Mrs. Ilmi's political journey commenced as a founder member of the Aam Aadmi Party, and later she became an integral part of the party's National Executive Committee. Presently, she holds the distinguished position of spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party, where her remarkable leadership and dedication continue to inspire. Today, as we have the privilege of welcoming Mrs. Shajiya Ilmi, the multi-talented personality and motivational speaker, I urge you to extend a resounding round of applause. Her presence, her promises to enrich us with insights, inspiration, and renewed zeal for positive change. Please join me in giving a warm and enthusiastic welcome to our esteemed resource person, Mrs. Shajiya Ilmi. Ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished personalities, I would like to take this moment to express our gratitude and honor as we felicitate our esteemed resource person, Mrs. Shajiya Ilmi. We are truly fortunate to have such a multifaceted personality and motivational speaker with us today. Her accomplishments and contribution to society inspire us all, and we look forward to her insights and wisdom during this guest lecture. I request our resource person to come over and to take the chair. I also like to request all the dignitaries to join hands in felicitating Mrs. Shajiya Ilmi. Our resource person is felicitated in the presence of our Honorable Chairman, Mr. Yuvraj Jain, our Secretary, Mrs. Rashmita Jain, State President of BJP, Mr. Sudarshan, our Academic Director, Dr. Sampath Kumar, and our Principal, Mr. Pradeep Kumar Shetty. Thank you, Madam, for accepting our honor. I also take this privilege to welcome our District President of BJP, Mr. Sudarshan. Welcome you, sir. I request our Honorable Chairman, Mr. Yuvraj Jain, to florally welcome him. A special welcome to our respective Secretary, Mrs. Rashmita Jain, and Academic Director, Dr. Sampath Kumar. Welcome you, Madam. Welcome you, sir. I also like to take this moment to welcome our Principal, Mr. Pradeep Kumar Shetty, and all the teaching and non-teaching staff. And also, I heartily welcome all the students who are present here. Once again, thank you all for gracing us with your esteemed presence. Now it's time for the power-packed lecture followed by interaction by our resource person, Mrs. Shajiya Ilmi. Over to you, Madam.
Namaskaram. Thank you so much, Yuvraj ji, Rashmita ji, this wonderful couple at whose invitation I'm here. Sudarshan ji, such an honor to meet you and learn from you, and mostly to be amongst all of you, young, ignited, beautiful minds. So I want to first of all express my gratitude And then also congratulate myself for having found these beautiful environs amidst the splendor of foliage, beautiful trees, and away from the hustle and bustle of New Delhi. After which, I want to congratulate all of you, all you wonderful students, and I want all of you to clap for yourselves. A big round of applause for each one of you. It is so gratifying for me to see all you wonderful youngsters, young blood, young energy here in such salubrious, spiritual, and inspiring background as here. So I'm very happy that your parents have selected excellent for you, because I was learning about the institution and I was absolutely inspired by all that I learned about the thinking, the philosophy, and the mindset behind this wonderful campus. So I am very, very happy to learn so much about all of you and be here. My friends, young friends, and I hope we'll be friends, I'm the national spokesperson of Bharatiya Janata Party. I've been in the party for 9 years, before which I was part of a large Andolan, Anna Hazare movement. Have you heard of it? And before that, my only career was that of being a news anchor and a news producer and a news journalist. So the whole journey has been very interesting. It's been like a roller coaster ride. I don't want to speak on anything specific here and talk about anything political, but to share with you some incidents of my life that you might relate to. The age that you're all in is a very important formative age. There is so much going on in young minds, in your hearts, as to what your life will be ahead of you. All of you come from diverse backgrounds, right? Different areas, different regions, different languages, different dialects, different backgrounds, economic, social, and cultural. But what binds you to this place? What is the nucleus of your being? The inner spirituality, the beautiful values that you learn here, along with great academics and all the discipline. It's what within you that matters much more than what is outside. I know all of us, and I've been through the same age, having been your age. I have felt helpless and angry and sad, not at all times, but many times. And it's normal to feel that way. Do you feel that? Angry at the system. Why are things the way they are? Sometimes you're angry with your mom, sometimes you're angry with your father, or with society, or with the way the system is, or with the way life is. Correct? Hota hai na? So what do you do? Whether you're a young girl or a young man, there are many challenges. Are we going to make our entire life about anger and fighting it? Or are we going to use that energy, that angst, that sense of injustice to learn from, get inspired from, and make it into a forest fire of positivity for ourselves, for our friends, for our colleagues, for our neighbors, for our society, and then for our country, and then our universe. Each one of you represents this great Brahmand, this vast universe. Each of you is here and very special. I know the times you go through, each one of you feels, oh my God, I'm not good enough. I wish I could be taller, thinner, prettier, more handsome, richer. Right? होता है? मन में ख्याल आता है? You feel that, no? I wish, and you look at others, but all of you are here for something very special. And that is a life of fulfillment, giving, serving to others around you. and making not just your life, but the life of others around you much better. You know, if you see our Prime Minister, do you know the challenges he underwent? You know, comes from such a humble background. And our Prime Minister, whenever he travels, and he has mentioned this on a few occasions, how his mother had to even wash dishes, yes, so that he could study. But such was the determination of an extremely zealous, compassionate, young mind, young leader in Narendra Modi ji, which made him progress to be such a powerful inspiration for not just us here in this part of the world of India where we are, but all over the world. What is it? What was it inside of him that made him reach that path, that pinnacle? And we only hope and pray that he goes ahead and does more, because there is so much more to be achieved, not for him, but for India, right? So only when we get over our own problems, stop thinking of ourselves, can we go to the next level. And I think that's important. And I think that's why I'm greatly motivated, first, to join a TV career where I could talk about and talk about news and say what's happening. And I used to be on television, my friends, as a news anchor, Star News. I was a debut anchor for them. And day after day, I used to talk about corruption scams, this scam, that scam. And as a young leader, I felt very sad. I realized something more has to be done. We have to change. And not just change, transform. And how do we get there? Is going to be very tough. It was a great job. I always dreamt, can I ever go there? My God. As a young girl in Kanpur, in a Sunni Muslim background, it was impossible. I couldn't imagine that I'll get a chance to even get study, to even do my masters, to study further, and to have a career. But it was just this deep desire to reach out to many, many other girls like me, helpless as I felt when I was maybe 9 or 10 or 11 and even later, that I have to reach out to the inner girl in me, that I have to do more. And it was that desire that kept propelling me to go further. Which is why I would ask all of you, all the anger, sadness, pain, challenges you all face and feel, keep them close to you. They will be your gateway, your pathway to success. And the inner child of you has to be looked after. So make sure that even when you grow much older, than you're 15 years, 16 years, 17 years, or even younger, make sure that all that you felt deep within you is something you will work upon and ensure that no other girl or a young man or a boy faces the same difficulties. The minute you stop thinking about your own grief, your own pain, your own difficulties, can you do something for others? And the minute you start doing something for others, you feel happy. So the true art of living is the art of giving. Give till it hurts. Give with kindness, with affection, with time, with energy, with ideas, with sharing. There is so much sharing to be done, right? So part of you might feel upset because it's normal, it's human. All human beings feel the same way, wherever they might be. So you're part of this great humanity, but you must keep a sense of yourself, who you are, deep within, and to make sure that you're always growing, finding a better way, with affection, with kindness towards another, not with hate ever, but love for yourself and for the other. If you read Advaitvad, I'm sure, have you heard of Advaitvad? read about it. Our scriptures have so much to offer. Our Sufi mystical bhakti songs, reading about Sanatan Parampara, the values of a deep old culture and the depth gives you all the answers. So I don't want to make this like a lecture, but I want to just tell you practical things that help you feel better about yourselves. So please don't take it to be like a moral science lecture I'm giving you. But I want to share with you all that I have been through and how I've managed to. I couldn't imagine I could be here and give this speech. I was so shy. But I realized if I'll be quiet, how will I help the inner child in me that wanted more help, support from the system? So you have to be your higher self, protecting that little child in you, guarding, taking care, ensuring that the inner girl or the inner boy within you is always safe, getting over the traumas of yesteryears and enjoying life as it comes. Enjoy the goodness of what you have, the great teachers, the wonderful food you eat, being curious about the world, having such great mentors around you, having the ethos of Indian philosophy take you further, deeper into yourselves. And you'll realize that all that you felt hassled about, bothered about, worried about, anxious about will start receding. Because it doesn't matter, there's so much beauty in each of you, in your mind, in your soul, in your thoughts. And only if you love yourself and embrace yourself can people feel the fragrance of your beauty, your inner beauty. So it's important, much as I understand you all want to look good and you have to be well presented, follow disciplines, but make sure that the inside of you is taken care of. Because unless and until you're happy within, you won't be able to achieve much. So your responsibility from now onwards would be keep yourself happy, whether it's through meditation. Few moments you go away into your own world and see what is this life all about. What can I do to change things for the little girl in me, for the little boy in me? How can I make that child within me feel better? How can I go out and make my friend feel better? How can I go out and feel my parents feel better? After all, there's so many things going on in a society that you want to change that are frustrating. You can only do that with inner calmness that will only come with a level of self-introspection. I thought I'll come here and talk to you about, uniform civil code because this is my subject and I speak on that topic. But I realize that you will understand that. And I'm sure you'll have many opportunities too. But this is more important. This is about you, each one of you. You and I. It's so important. And you realize that there is no other. There are no enemies. There are no enemies. And that you, at least you, can be your own friend. At least you don't be your own enemy. Right? हम लोग अभी कभी कभी अपने ही दुश्मन बन जाते हैं, सही है? अपने ही नुकसान कर देते हैं. हम जानते हैं गलत है, लेकिन तब भी हम करते हैं उसे. क्यों? अपने से दोस्ती करनी चाहिए. तो सबसे पहले मैं चाहती हूं आप जितने भी मेरे प्यारे यंग फ्रेंड्स बैठे हैं, all of you, wonderful लोग, or look at all of you looking so beautiful. I can see each one of you shining, the inner light in each one of you shining wide and bright. I want all of you to make friends with yourself. All the darkness you might feel, to embrace it. The minute you love yourself, embrace the darkness, what happens? You get illuminated. You get bright. तो आज का ये होमवर्क है, आप लोग थोड़ी देर बाद खाने खाने जाएंगे, ये होमवर्क है, सोचिएगा और ध्यान मंदिर जरूर जाइएगा. I love it. Spend some time there. Because I want from this group many, many more Vivekanands in future. From each one of you. Many more philosophers. Many, many more Sri Aurobindos. Many, many more Narendra Modi Ji's. Correct? From all of you. और आप लोग से ही आएगा, देखिए. और वो तभी आएगा when you learn to embrace the inner beauty. Of course, you're in a very beautiful place, and I'm very impressed with my wonderful hosts here, Mr. and Mrs. Jain, who have brought such a fabulous culture and cultural ethos to this lovely compound in the school and the hostel, and the sense of cleanliness that I see here of all kinds. So you have all the advantages. And I now, before I wind up, I want to ask of you if you have any questions about anything, please ask me. Kuch bhi. Ask me about media, I was there. I was a news anchor. Then I was part of Anna Hazare movement. I left it, we became a big party. And after which, that was Aam Aadmi Party. Then I left them and I waited out, and then I got invited by Amit Shah ji, Arun Jaitley ji, and the Prime Minister appointed me Swachh Bharat Ambassador, and I've been a national spokesperson last few years. This has been my journey. And just like you, at your age, I would be sitting like that, like you, wondering what will happen in life, क्या होगा, क्या पढ़ूं, क्या ना पढ़ूं, कैसे परमिशन मिलेगी, हाँ? वो मॉम डैड समझते नहीं है, बिल्कुल ही नहीं समझते. ओ गॉड, ये टीचर्स कैसे हैं यार, ये तो टीचर समझ ही नहीं पाएंगे, मैं ना मैं इनको समझ पाऊंगी ना ही मुझे समझ पाएंगे. टू मच है ना, ये होता है ना. क्या होगा, अरे अपने कोई ब्रदर सिस्टर से कैसे हैं मेरे भाई बहन, ओ गॉड. कभी स्कूल में प्रॉब्लम, कभी घर में प्रॉब्लम, कभी दोस्त से प्रॉब्लम, कभी कहीं पे. तो सबसे, अगर आपको सबसे निजात चाहिए, यू वांट टू गेट ओवर एंड ओवरकम ऑल दैट, listen to what I'm saying. Love yourself, embrace yourself, be kind to each other, and take in all the darkness and illuminate yourself. Be light. All this will only happen if you go to Dhyan Mandir and do some thoughtful contemplation, some little thinking about your role in society as young leaders of tomorrow. Right? Thank you. Jai Hind.
Dear students, if you have a question, please stand so that we can provide mic.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
I am Priyadarshini. And my question is, in this disruptive world, how to choose the right career?
Indeed, it's a very important question. And this is a question which will be, all of you will have to deal with it sooner or later, either now or within a year or two. Which way do I go? What do I do after 10th? What do I do after 12th? Which way do I want to go? Ask yourself, what is your inner calling? What makes you happy? What is your passion? When you find that what really that will speak to you, again for all these answers, you'll have to go within. Don't listen to your friend. Your friend might be wanting to do something else. She might be interested in something else, but you want to stay with her, so we'll end up choosing something because she's choosing it. No. What do you like? What will give you happiness? What will give you true joy? Where do you want to reach from here to there? What will help in you becoming that famous scientist, that famous philosopher, that famous leader, that big inspiration? Who has inspired you? Think about it. And then think, Priyadarshini, why am I inspired by that person? What is it about that person? Automatically, your mind will make the right choice. You'll gravitate towards the right path. So it's not about how much money you will earn. Everybody judges you by that, right? No. Go by what speaks to you. What is your passion? What is your calling? What makes your heart sing? Convince your parents. It might not be easy, but either you find the right path or the right path will find you.
Good evening, ma'am. I am Suchita, and my question for you is, what made you to become an activist?
I can't see you to the very.
I'm here.
Right here. चिराग यहाँ जल रहा है, हाँ मुझे दिख नहीं रहा है. Okay, what? So I was a news anchor. It was a very good job. I never thought I'll have it. One day I'll be sitting in a studio. I'll be interviewing so many politicians, one after the other. I'll be doing the prime time show. I could never imagine when I was sitting just like that. Just like you can't imagine, right? But you see what all you'll be. I'm telling you. Meet me after 10 years and you'll be surprised. I won't be. By all the great people, all of you will become here. So let me tell you, sitting there, I could never imagine that one day I would be this famous news anchor. I'll be doing prime time shows on Star Network, which is now ABP News. Earlier it used to be Star News. And I had a great job, lots of money. You know, the studio, the makeup, the hair, it was very good. And I really enjoyed it. And then I said, you know, every day, I've been doing this for 7-8 years. I'm making a comment on what's happening. What am I doing to make a difference? It's all right to be a journalist, to make a comment on what's happening, to observe it, to describe it. You see all the news anchors today, right? Some politicians ko डांटते रहते हैं. How can you do this? How can you do this, right? BJP, Congress, all the parties. Then I realized I'm just asking questions. I'm observing, but what am I doing to make a difference? Around the corner was the Anna Hazare movement. It was just beginning to happen. I'd taken a break and I was wondering, should I go ahead? There was a restlessness within me. See, that's why I said to your question, what's your name again?
Suchita.
Suchita, that is the answer. I wanted to do more, and I think deep down, I was very hassled about the way things were. First of all, in my society, in my culture, the way girls were treated. That they could not find their voice. I became a news anchor, I became a voice, I thought I'll be the voice of the voiceless. Then I realized, no, I need to do more. I have to go beyond my own past and see what I can do for the country. When Anna Hazare movement was just beginning to happen, I decided to be a part of it. So I never thought I'll become a politician. Never. I never could imagine myself. And then I realized that it's let the life take you. My destiny became clear to me. So from Anna Hazare movement, when I just saw what was happening in the country and I wanted to make a difference, I just jumped in. And that's it. That's
Thank you.
all. Thank you for that question.
Respected ma'am, my name is Chinmay. My question is, what is the goal of youth, all of us, in contributing for the development of our nation and to make our nation a better place to live?
Very good question. I'm so happy, Chinmay, you're asking me this question. I think youth is the propeller of development. You are the ones, you will be the guiding lights of where this country is heading in terms of wisdom, in terms of ideas, in terms of policy. You are the new leaders. How you think you will become the same way. What you are being at a point of time is what you will manifest in the society later on. So youth has to play a huge role. Can you imagine the entire, and it's a big responsibility I'm giving all of you, the direction in which India will be on your shoulders. You want India to be a superpower? Then you have to do something about it. So it is your responsibility. Each one of you, no matter what you choose as a young leader, whatever, you want to do history, you want to do economics, you want to do engineering, you can all do whatever you want. But there's one goal that my country, what Modi ji says, from a developed country from a developing country to a developed country, to be this great superpower, to Vishwaguru. And then all that you do in your respective fields will lead to that, because in your mind you're manifesting that. So that is what. So youth has to play the biggest role. You are the carriers of that responsibility, the caretakers of this country's destiny. That is you, that is your prerogative, and a huge responsibility and a big privilege. Enjoy it, embrace it, and live it.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I just had a doubt in the media, like when you work there. Ma'am, when you're working in media affiliated with big business houses, ma'am, how much latitude do you actually have in expressing your own creativity as a journalism, as a news anchor?
That's a very good question. What's your name again?
Ma'am, Atharva.
Beautiful name. So I want to tell you that it is difficult. I want to be honest. I cannot lie. It is not easy. There are many media houses who want you to do their own bidding. It's up to you as to how you can manage your own, to express yourself independently through your creative expression. So initially it is not easy because you feel a certain way and let's say the management feels a certain way. Sometimes I felt that way too. I could not express my own thoughts because I felt I will be out of place. You know, everybody thinks a certain way. I will not be considered cool or with it or politically correct. But I realized that you have to be your own person, your own individual self. And it's not easy. But if you're persistent and consistent and thorough with your research, with your facts, truth will find a way to speak through you. And luckily for all of you, which was not the case in my case, 10 years back, that there are so many avenues for creativity, to be a content creator, writer, correct, through social media. So that also, if you want to be a part of the truth-seeking journalism in media, you can very well do that. Not through maybe immediately through a big channel, but through your own ways. And then, you know, there's so many individuals who carved out their own niche through the YouTube videos, through their own thought processes, through their own Twitter accounts, through their own writings, which they disseminate through various social media platforms, that even the big media houses are forced to look at what is being done. So be so strong in what you want to convey. But always remember, keep countering hate, keep countering disinformation. The more honest you are and objective you are, the more likely you are to be taken seriously by your peers and by the world outside.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, most students nowadays are nurtured to know everything about engineering and medicine. But the hypocritical and cynical society says that the students should have no say in politics. Ma'am, do you think is it ethically and morally correct for students to have an opinion in politics?
What is politics? Politics is how the affairs of a country, of a state, of a neighborhood are being run. Politics is about you and me. Politics begins with, so no, I agree with you. It's a very important question. So tell all those who say that youth should not be playing a role in politics, you don't have to be thinking of elections in your campus and being a part of a political party straight away. But let me tell you the importance of politics. To be a politician is a great responsibility, a big duty, because all that is at stake is the health of an individual and health of a nation. So it's very important that you connect with what's going on in your country. How is the local municipality doing? How are the roads being constructed? I was wanting to discuss Uniform Civil Code. This is about the same law for every citizen, irrespective of whether you're a woman or a man, irrespective of the fact that you're a Hindu woman or a Christian woman or a Parsi woman. So this impacts all of us. So it's important that you read and know what's happening. And there are two echo chambers now. One tells you one thing, one tells you the other, right? News में ऐसे ही है, politics में ऐसे ही है ना? सही बात है. But I want to tell you as an honest friend, irrespective of the party I come from, that you think for yourself. Don't be influenced by a bunch of people who are saying one thing or the other. What do you feel? What is good for you? If it's good for you and your family and your neighborhood and your state and your country, then it has to be that is the way you will go. Where is the maximum happiness? Where is the maximum numbers? Where is the public goods? Where are the commons benefiting? All those are very relevant questions. So youth do not have to waste the time indulging in politics because you have so much to do now. Right now, you have to imbibe all the information you can to go out there and conquer the world. If you will start indulging in politics now at this young age, you will be doing a big disservice to yourself. So right now is the time to get whatever you can from your books, from your teachers, from your friends, from the trees. Everything. You learn so much, right? Take it all within you. The flowers and the trees and the soil, it all speaks to you. Take it all in. And the books, be open. But always remember that you don't have to say that, oh, politics is a bad thing. To be a politician, no. There are great leaders in this country who have changed the lives of our parents, our brothers and sisters, the very poor in this country. So it's very important for you all to always think of your role in the society. And politics is a great way to answer that. But not now. At least engage with politics. See what's happening. Feel what's happening. Right?
Thank you, ma'am.
Have I answered your question?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
satisfied with my answer?
Yes, ma'am. It was a very thoughtful comment. Thank you.
Oh.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, good evening.
In this world of media, there are so many news spreading. How can we know that the news is correct or wrong?
Oh my God, I think all of us, each one of us is looking for the right answer. And that's a tough job. This parliament will be seeing a new bill being brought in, and it will be on data protection, a digital bill on which it is concerned with cyber security, fact checking, and all of that. So yes, see what happens is when we become part of a ecosystem, we echo what other persons are saying. We don't do our own thoughtful introspection. So we see at my time, there were these very famous news anchors. That's just the way they thought. And I realized that when I look at facts, when I do more research, what they're saying on TV is not true. They spoke about India, for instance. Now, this is a very important example. For the longest period, you all have a choice. We did not. The syllabus, we didn't know. We didn't know about so many unsung heroes. Who's a great hero from your land, from this part? Who's a wonderful lady? Tell me. a big freedom fighter who fought against the Portuguese. Yes, correct. Exactly. But the way the history has been taught to us, that we didn't know, we didn't have a choice. Who are the heroes? Birsa Munda, Marthanda Verma, Ahilya Bhai Holkar. Same issues that you're talking about. Because you're getting news from one point of view. The English media wants you to believe something about a country. That a country was a country that kept getting invaded. That ours was a country of losers. We kept losing battles. Then you start picking up pieces of history by new historians who are saying, no, we had so many warriors. So this is about working harder and finding that and then telling others about it. So about news also, it's important that you cross-check instead of just believing anything. The WhatsApp universities cannot be trusted. You have to have an authentic source and cross-check it many times to come to any conclusion.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Myself, Shreya. My question to you is, what made you stand on this stage? Like, how did you take all your difficulties and problems so that you be the successful person?
Oh, what a sweet question and such a moving question. I really don't know. I think it was my sense of injustice when I was young. Things are very different for us. You know, as a sister, you're supposed to serve your brothers, right? Your role is defined. अब ये fixed हो गया. You're a girl, you will do this. A boy, he will do that. Studies also, there's only this much. And I kept thinking, I'm just not my body. I'm also my mind. I'm also my soul. I'm also my ambition. I'm also my desires. I'm also my dreams, right? I'm just not a body, boys or a girls. So why should this body of mine decide my future? Decide all my dreams, no?
Yes.
And when I got into this soul consciousness and out of this body limitations, I realized there's so much more you can do. And also I realized that, I was not allowed to speak. Yes, like, don't speak too much. Older people are sitting. Hota hai na? Chup raho.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
But there's so many questions in your mind as a youngster. Why is this happening the way it is? I kept my curiosity alive. I didn't let the inner child in me ever lose her voice. And I kept that alive, and that kept taking me further. And I realized that as a young girl, I have to look after young Shajiya, who was lost, who was crying, who wanted a voice, who wanted to sit on the table and do and also contribute and give an opinion instead of being given lectures to by others. So I said, I have to do more. I said, I don't like the way it is for me. I want a better life for my other sisters. And I have to be the voice of the voiceless. I have to speak for others. The minute you bring the attention from yourself to others, there is some force in the universe which keeps propelling you towards a new light and a new life. And I think it is that light that has brought me here. It is just that. And you will find it.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Good evening, ma'am. And I'm here, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, my question is, as a woman, what are the challenges you faced in your life when you were a journalist? Was it easy or difficult to deal with it?
No, it was not easy. I remember my first job. I was a topper from Jamia Masscom, and I was the youngest student who did her MA. But even then, when I went to various channels, they would look at me and they would see a sweet girl or something, and they'll say, you should cover lifestyle, you should cover fashion, you should cover Bollywood. And I said, no, I want to cover defense ministry. I want to cover hardcore politics. You will do it? I said, yes. I want to cover the budget. And lot of people there would say, no, let it be. Why don't you do, like I say, lifestyle or Bollywood? And I said, no. So these, there is a set notion that you can only do a few things, but you have to break the stereotype. When the society is expecting something from you to be a certain way, you can be the disruptor and say, no, I will not subscribe to your notions of who I am. I will subscribe to the notions of who I think I am and can be in future. Yeah? That's what. So there are many challenges that women go through. I'm sure our sisters, our mothers, our aunts, our grandmothers, our daughters to be have been facing. But it is not the responsibility of only the girls, but equally of all the young men here to make sure that life for their friends, for their colleagues, for their sisters, for their daughters, for their mothers is good. So it is not just a responsibility of Priyadarshini, right? Or Suchita. It is your responsibility also. It is not just her responsibility. You have to make sure that she gets all that the Constitution gives her, our Indian Constitution, but also as a society, as civilized people, what are you doing about it? Only women should speak about women's rights? No. It is, men are not the enemy of women. They're equal partners, collaborators. And together you have to work towards a just society. As friends, as colleagues, as fellow students, not of opposite sex. Oh, no. It's as much the responsibility of each one of you to look after each one of your lesser advantage friend. It could be a woman, it could be somebody from another economic class, right? Another, you have to embrace, when you embrace yourself in the darkness within, you also embrace the thought of giving and learning from others, which can elevate yourself. So women do face a lot of challenges. It's very tough, and I can tell you, for a woman to make a mark in a world full of men, it's not easy. It's very tough, especially if you don't have a godfather or important important parents, like a patriarch in your family who can help you. So if a girl makes her own career with her own terms, on merit, it's very tough. So, but we as a society have to be there to hold her, right? And not only her sisterhood, but also the brotherhood. That will how the society will elevate itself. Correct? So, another promise from all the boys I'm taking, that they're equally responsible, they're equal stakeholders. देश कैसे तरक्की करेगा अगर एक वर्ग जो है दुखी है, चाहे वो गरीब हो या हमारी बहनें हो, नहीं करेगा नहीं. तो अगर आप चाहते हैं कि सुपर पावर भारत बने, आपको लगे कि वाह क्या मैंने ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन किया है अपने खुद की एनर्जी से और कि मेरे देश कितना आगे बढ़ रहा है, तो आपको भी काम करना पड़ेगा. जरूरी नहीं पॉलिटिशियन बनकर, जरूरी नहीं मीडिया का कुछ बनकर, जर्नलिस्ट अपने अपने फील्ड में अपनी अपनी योग्यता के साथ, कोई संगीत के जरिए, either through dance or music or physics or chemistry or engineering, there are different ways to contribute in myriad ways. So, and help, yeah, most women, not all, but most women and many men also face a lot of challenges. And we have to make sure that we all have to work towards a just and an equitable society. It's our responsibility, each one of us. सबके लिए है ये, मेरे लिए भी, आपके लिए भी, बराबर से.
Dear students, we can take only one question.
Yes.
Good evening, ma'am. I'm Nandita, and my question is, how can we explore our creativity when artificial intelligence is dominating our creativity?
And who is creating artificial intelligence? Us.
Yes, human beings.
So it is the same old conflict between man and machine. I think I shouldn't say man, I say man and woman and machine is there. So yes, it's again this is a question that has many legal policy ramifications of policy making and it's also legalistic in nature. But I think it is the human minds, it is the singularity theory, it is us who are deciding as to how the machines will work. And there again, there'll be different kind of forces. You see, like everything in technology, it can be used for different purposes, right? When there was talk of internet or Google Maps, people said, oh my God, it can be so dangerous. Everything is like that. Everything is a double-edged sword. It's what we do as people, which is why you brought me back to the first question about who we are as a people. What is a value system? What kind of society do we want? What kind of people do we want to be? Right? Same thing. So, as a human working on artificial intelligence, either learning, it's up to you. You can become a victim of it, or you can use the same AI tools to better life for yourself and the society. It is totally in your hands, depending on how the fire within is burning. It is that is why the moral philosophy is very important behind everything that is in the realm of science and technology and deep tech.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, madam, for your interaction. Hope all the students' queries got answered. Now I request our Honorable Chairman for his presidential address.
Good evening.